Welcome to Mic'd Up English, where stories come alive and your English grows naturally.
Hello, dear listeners. I'm Anna.
Today, we're going to jump into a story about how one person's courage to question absolutely everything his world believed in, well, it ended up changing that world forever. This is the incredible story of a boy, a dragon, and a friendship that completely rewrote the rules. So, let's get into it. So, right at the center of this whole thing is a massive clash. On one side, you have centuries of Viking tradition, and the job description is pretty simple. You fight dragons, you kill dragons. It's not just what they do, it's who they are. But then you have Hiccup. And his secret is a game changer. He doesn't just not kill a dragon, he befriends one. And that one single choice is about to turn his entire world upside down. All right, so to really get how big of a deal Hiccup's secret is, we first have to understand the world he grew up in. And trust me, it's a rough one. Let's kick things off with part one, a world of conflict. Okay, so just picture it. You live on this freezing, rocky island in the middle of nowhere called Berk. Not exactly a vacation spot. And the main reason for that, the pests. Except on Berk, the pests are giant fire-breathing dragons that are constantly trying to burn down your house and steal your livestock. This isn't just an occasional problem, you know? It's a permanent state of war. Their entire culture, their homes, everything is built around this one endless battle. And this really lays it all out, doesn't it? On one hand, you have the poster child for what a Viking is supposed to be. Strong, aggressive, a great dragon fighter. Think of Hiccup's dad, Stoic the Vast. He's basically a mountain with a beard. And then you have Hiccup. He's, well, not that. He's skinny, he's inventive, he's a thinker. In a world that only cares about the size of your muscles, his brain is seen as a problem, which makes him a total outcast. But you know what? It's that very difference, the fact that he's a misfit, that sets this whole incredible story in motion. So now let's get to the good part. Part two, the forbidden friendship. So during another totally chaotic dragon raid, Hiccup is just desperate to prove he can be a real Viking. He uses one of his wacky inventions, and what do you know? It actually works. He hits and takes down a Night Fury, the most mysterious, most feared dragon of them all. This should be his moment, his ticket to finally fitting in. But when he finds the injured dragon, helpless, he just can't do it. He looks it in the eye and finds he can't bring himself to kill it. And this is where something completely new begins. Instead of killing the dragon, Hiccup cuts him free. That one act of mercy starts this slow, careful dance of building trust. He names him Toothless, he brings him fish, he just watches and learns. And then we get that iconic moment, the first touch. From there, the bond just grows until they learn to fly together, forging this unbreakable, secret friendship. Now there's a big problem. Toothless's tail fin was damaged in the crash, so he can't fly on his own anymore. And this is where Hiccup's supposed weakness, his brainy, inventive side, becomes their greatest strength. He actually designs and builds a whole prosthetic fin and saddle system. The catch? It only works if Hiccup is there to operate it. They are literally dependent on each other to get off the ground. So this secret partnership gives Hiccup this, cheat code for understanding dragons, and he starts to use what he's learned in the most unlikely place you can imagine, his official dragon training. This brings us to part three, a new kind of Viking. I mean, just look at the difference here. The traditional Viking way is all about screaming, axes, shields, pure brute force. But Hiccup comes in with a totally different playbook, based entirely on what he's learned from Toothless. He uses a bit of dragon nip here, a nice scratch under the chin there. He's using empathy, not aggression. And the irony is just fantastic. By doing the exact opposite of what Vikings have been doing for generations, Hiccup becomes the star pupil. He's subduing dragons without even laying a finger on them, and everyone is just blown away. His father is proud, if a little confused. But of course, his classmate, Astrid, is way too smart to buy it. She knows something is up, and it's not long before she discovers his world-changing secret. After Astrid finds out about Toothless, Hiccup takes her on a flight that reveals a truth that's way bigger and way more dangerous than anyone on Berk could have ever guessed. They're about to find out they've been fighting the wrong enemy this whole time. This leads us to part 4, confronting the real enemy. This is the question that has haunted Berk for centuries. Why do they keep coming back? Why steal all that livestock? The Vikings just assumed it was because dragons are, malicious and destructive. They couldn't have been more wrong. This is the first mind-blowing clue that Hiccup and Astrid figure out. The dragons aren't keeping the food. They're taking it all back to their nest and essentially delivering it, like some kind of tax. They're not raiding because they're aggressive. They're raiding because they are scared out of their minds. And this is what they're afraid of. Deep inside the dragon's nest lives a true monster, a colossal parasitic queen dragon called the Red Death. This thing terrorizes all the other dragons, forcing them to feed it. And if they don't bring back enough food, they become the food. So get this, the dragons aren't the enemy. They're victims, just like the Vikings. So when Stoic finally finds out Hiccup's secret, he doesn't see a breakthrough, he sees a betrayal. He feels like his son has chosen a dragon over his own people. So he captures Toothless, ignores all of Hiccup's frantic warnings, and uses the poor dragon like a compass to lead the entire Viking fleet to the nest. This kicks off a disastrous chain of events that ends with them waking up the Red Death, a beast they are absolutely not prepared to fight. The Vikings' attack is a complete catastrophe, but it does set the stage for one last, epic battle that will change their world forever. Let's head into our final section, Part 5, A New Age for Berk. Just when all hope seems lost, Hiccup and his friends fly in, riding the very dragons they'd been training with. The final battle really comes down to the incredible bond between this one boy and his Night Fury. They work together perfectly, proving that their partnership, the one built on trust, not force, is the key to taking down this massive tyrant. They win, but it comes at a cost. Both Hiccup and Toothless are injured in the final showdown. And this slide just says it all. The result of that victory is a total 180 for their entire society. The world Hiccup wakes up in is not the world he left. The fear is gone, the war that lasted for generations is finally over. What used to be a battlefield is now this amazing, bustling place where Vikings and dragons live and work side by side. It's a brand new beginning, all built on understanding. The Vikings finally see the truth about dragons, and Hiccup, the village misfit, is now their greatest hero, a hero who leads with his heart and his mind. And in this final, really beautiful bit of symmetry, Hiccup wakes to find he's lost his lower leg in the fight. He now mirrors his best friend, Toothless, with his damaged tail. With his new prosthetic leg and Toothless's new fin, they are bonded forever. In the end, this is just such a powerful story about having the courage to challenge what you believe and choosing empathy over conflict. It kind of makes you think, doesn't it? What are the dragons in our own world that we're taught to treat as monsters? What are the problems we only try to fight? And what could happen if, like Hiccup, we just tried to understand them first?